Hello there. I'm Lee, but you might know me better as Riff Girl. Remember when dating used to be fun? Yeah, I don't either. But since transitioning, I've had, 1 or 2 dates myself. And believe me, I've made plenty of mistakes along the way. So I thought I'd share with you a few of the tips that I've developed over time so that maybe you might avoid some of the more tragic experiences that I've encountered. Whether you just want to get together with someone for cocktails or fuck like 2 dogs in heat. This first tip is probably the most difficult. After all, what if the guy or girl or whatever that asks you out happens to be the most cutest thing in the whole wide world? Well, if you're not sure if he isn't aware of what you're packing or not packing downstairs, my advice? Pass. At least until you feel comfortable letting them know your status. Because really, you don't know what his reaction is going to be. Especially if things get a little hot and heavy after you kick back a few cocktails. I'm a tranny. Ow. Regardless of where you happen to meet your lucky fellow, I recommend that you take a little time to try and get to know him better before you go out. I like to Google email addresses and check out MySpace pages. It's funny how they always seem to forget to mention the wife and kids, or a sexual addiction, and you might want to consider setting up a separate email account just for dating. Also, try to be really careful with the information that you share, like your real name or nude photos of yourself. Trust me, it's no fun having those posted on the web without your permission. Didn't your mama tell you not to speak to strangers? Well, although she might not have specifically spelled it out, she probably didn't want you showing up at one's house or inviting him over to yours either. But what if he says he's too uncomfortable to meet me in public? Well then, he's a loser. Once you've set up the big date, consider telling a friend about it. Him? Girl, I had him last week. Like, when it is, where it's going down, and a time you'll call her with all the juicy details. You may want to share your date's personal information with your friend, too. And be sure to toss that fully charged cell phone in your purse before you head out the door, along with the mace. Wasn't it really nice of him to offer to pick you up? Or maybe he needs a lift, since he lost his driver's license recently due to his 3rd DUI. I know, it probably doesn't seem like the most polite thing to do, but don't do it. After all, sometimes a car is just a car, and sometimes it's a metal death trap on wheels with automatic locks. Okay, this is another hard one. And in my case, sometimes literally. But I've personally found it to be a step that saves me a lot of personal frustration in the end. It's amazing how fast they can lose interest after they've sampled a little boogina. But I want him so bad. If your date's really attractive to you, you might want to try what I do. Don't shave down there. Like, let it grow out for a few days beforehand. Vanity has often helped preserve my innocence. Okay, even if all you want to do is get your mojo on, avoid going back to his place or bringing him home to yours. Instead, why not consider splitting the cost of a luxury hotel room? At the very least, going to a hotel instead of back to your place will save you lots of future headaches from having some knucklehead showing up in the middle of the night, and often repeatedly after last call. which can be very annoying after you started dating somebody else. Come on, baby, let me in. The reason why I haven't called you in 6 months is because I was scared of my feelings for you. And don't forget to call your friend with an update where the nasty is gonna go down. You're gonna be getting nasty. This one's also a personal call, but you might want to consider going out at least 3 times before you bring him back home for a home-cooked meal. It should really go without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Use a condom. Ooh, Magnum. Wow, it's a Magnum, baby. Baby, this is a Magnum. And keep using them. Sure, your guy probably isn't a cheater like all the guys I've ever dated. Still, better safe than sorry. I hope my dating tips were helpful. Whether you've been transitioned for a while or just bought your first wig last Wednesday. Because when it comes to your personal safety, you can never be too careful. And if I'm going to read about you in the newspaper, I'd rather it be in an engagement announcement than an obituary. Oh wow, it looks like it's time for me to start getting ready for my own date. Yeah, right. Oh boy, a date. So take care, and I look forward to seeing you out there. Getting it on. Do something with my hair.